Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the fireside chat of the MBA department of Swami Vivekananda Group of Institutes. It is being jointly organized with HR Sampark, the People Group. Today, our guest of honor is Mr. Arijit C. Majumdar. Mr. Majumdar is having more than 30 years of experience. He was the Director Academics of NIPM, that is National Institute of Personnel Management. He was the Chief Corporate Relation and the External Affairs of IIM Shilong. He was the advisor of IIM Ranchi. He has also served various corporate houses like Hindustan Times, Indian Express, ETV, ITC, and many other corporate houses and academic institutions. So this is a long list. It is very difficult to cover all the things together in this session because Mr. Majumdar is having a very long corporate and academic career. So it is our privilege to have Mr. Majumdar in our show. So welcome Mr. Majumdar to the Fireside Chat Show of the MBA Department of Swami Vivekananda Group of Institute.
Thank you very much.
Sir, actually, as we are discussing that, we have jotted down few questions which may be beneficial for the students community specifically. So that's why I've jotted down few questions. So number one question I would like to ask, that is the employer expect from a fresher at the time of any interview?
You see, for any recruiter who comes to the campus, any campus, they do not come there to find out a general manager, but they come there to find a potential general manager who could be a potential general manager, say 8 to 10 years down the line. Okay, and as such, they basically look forward for 5 attributes in the students, out of which communication being the number one. Second is leadership quality, how he behaves, especially you must be having the group, the students group, like the various groups. So the leader of them, they are the potential, they should show the good leadership. Third one is whether can work, the individual can work in a team. Okay, so team member basically. And fourth is the job knowledge, if experienced, and for the fresher, it is the subject knowledge. If they are from marketing, details of marketing, if they are from finance, knowledge in finance, etc. The third one is the extracurricular, his or her involvement in social activities, CSR involvements, and so on and so forth. So these are the basic attributes. A recruiter comes in.
So the major thing you are talking about this communication, leadership.
Communication, leadership, team member, knowledge, in case of experienced job, fresher, subject. And fifth one is the subject. Other activities, involvement in other activities.
Right, extracurricular activities kind of thing.
Extracurricular, CSR.
Right. So as I've jotted down these things, like the major 5 things you are talking about is the communication skill. Number 2 is the leadership skill. Number 3 is the team member or the teamwork mentality. Next is the subject knowledge, especially for the fresher, and the other extracurricular activities. So these are the 5 major things the HR people are usually looking for in a fresher during any kind of campus interview. Thank you so much, Mr. Majumdar, for this explanation. So my next question would be, what would be your opinion regarding the Indian job market for the next 6 months, especially keeping in view of the present market condition of the pandemic and the related lockdown and the industry collapse, like that? I mean, what's your opinion regarding the same?
There will be little dull initially for coming 6 months, because everybody will try to take their jobs. As it has happened, it's like a storm which has passed through them. So, especially in view of the COVID-19. So 6 months would be nothing, but expected to pick up gradually and take off finally.
Right. I mean, the present market condition is like that, that probably it will be taking some time to, pick the momentum which we used to have pre-COVID situation. So probably it may, the industry are just starting off right now. So probably it will be taking some time to get back into the track. So then probably the job market would be better as compared to now.
Would be coming up.
Right. So similar to this, in line of this question actually. So what are the sectors these freshers should be eyeing for job?
See,
In this kind of
yeah,
situation, I mean, what are the industries?
you see, first and foremost, with the ITS should be leaps and
Mm-hmm.
bounds, which IT was having a lull during last couple of years. They would come up like anything. Second would be analytics,
Okay.
which are the emotional intelligence. Analytics, I mean to say, in any analytics, be it
Mm-hmm.
marketing, finance, banking, retail,
Okay.
uh, it's everywhere. Analytics, one has to pick up his own strength in particular area. Basically, broad subject is analytics, should be doing very well. Third would be the digital marketing, huge scope. Digital marketing would give incumbents a huge scope, and one has to come up in that. Next one would be modern format. Now, going to the
Okay.
market and modern format of the
Okay.
consumer
Mm-hmm. Modern
and
trade. Okay.
modern trade.
Yeah.
And last, another area would be HR. No, HR should be coming in a different avatar. The current
Mm-hmm.
current the activities of HR will undergo a sea change, and especially in the areas of labor laws,
Mm-hmm.
industrial disputes, compliance. So there will be huge changes, which has already come and also will be coming in the days uh, in future. So that area is also a good area to explore. But
Okay.
with
Okay.
traditional marketing would be having a very like traditional areas would be
Mm-hmm.
a downtown swing.
Right. Right. So what I have understood from your point of view, that the industry, the fresher especially should be eyeing for, number one is definitely IT and ITES, followed by analytics.
Yes,
If this analytics can be marketing, HR, finance, analytics, followed by,
all
huge opening can be there in the digital marketing field, and definitely the modern trade would be an interesting one to look for. And the last one you are talking about, that there would be sea change in the HR activities, so that there will be different new opening may be coming in the HR domain, especially in the
yeah,
labor laws, compliance, etc. Along with the other areas of the HR. So these are the areas
basically you see
the freshers should be
in
eyeing for to get jobs
yeah,
in future.
yeah, in HR the talent, even the corporate should
Mm-hmm.
be looking the talent in a different perspective. I tell you this
Right.
the traditional that permanent job system might not be there. Company might be looking for people
Mm-hmm.
who would be available as per their need. It might be 3 days a week, it might be 2 days a week, even it might be once a week, like that. Absolutely basic requirement which company would be having. So that way HR would be having a major challenge to get into this area vis-a-vis the other areas also, marketing, finance. So total company requirement would be in a
Right.
different perspective.
Right. Fine, sir. So the in line of that, another question would be that very important terminologies we are using in the corporate, that is attitude, skills, and the knowledge. So if we are talking about the attitude versus skill versus knowledge, so what would be your opinion as far as the ranking is concerned, that which should be given first preference, second, and third? Attitude, knowledge,
Attitude
and the
would be
skill.
attitude would be the first. Absolutely. You see, there will be huge changes. Now, the person who has been in the company, that area, see the traditional marketing, okay, trade marketing, would
Mm-hmm.
gradually be off. So one has to be absolutely up in arms that he would be shifted to a different area. So that unless the attitude is having this, the individual is having, you would have a major problem. So attitude uh, should be the first for accepting changes, followed by skill, learning, relearning, and relearning. A person in marketing might be given a production job. A production
Mm-hmm.
might be coming to the marketing services or back-end marketing
Right.
with the knowledge of the product process, etc. So that way, the skill area should be, as I look at it, it should be the learning, relearning, and relearning as well. Like specialization, you see, which you people must be offering specialization. Again, it's not possible. In a calendar in any B school, the specialization is taught maximum 3 to 4 months in 2-year program. First
Right.
year, that is first semester, second semester being common.
Mm.
Third and fourth semester being again, they get ready for the placements activities. Basically,
Right.
third semester with all leaves and holidays, etc. We have seen that out of 2 years program, 3 to 4 months pakka time is available for imparting knowledge vis-a-vis the specialization, be it marketing, finance, HR, systems, operations, etc. Now, you tell me, you are an experienced. Is it possible to acquire knowledge within 3 4 months for a specialization area? So that way,
Right. That is not actually possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's a basic fact. So the student should learn the skills in other ways. So they should update themselves in a
Mm.
particular area, and they should not leave everything to the institute. Oh, if you are asked that what is this area, no, it has not been taught by our faculty. That's a normal we come across. So that will not be permissible at all.
Right. Right. So that's a wonderful explanation. That is, what all the three things are required to be successful in life. That is the
Yeah,
attitude, skill, and the knowledge. But however, the attitude would be the number one, followed by the skill, followed by the knowledge. So
absolutely.
that should be the priority the student should be giving to develop themselves in order to be industry ready.
Right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Majumdar, for that explanation. And my next question would be, as you have served the various important institutions like the National Institute of Personnel Management, IIM Shilong, or the IIM Ranchi. So these are the reputed institute you have served. So it would be great if you can just suggest the MBA students of the Tier 2 and the Tier 3 colleges that how they should prepare themselves to be industry ready, to be called as an industry ready MBA professionals. Where which very much attractive for the industry to take them.
You see, as I look at it, the Tier 2 and Tier 3 institutes have a huge potentiality in next couple of years. Reason being, again, I have been in the industry. I still have the interactions with people. The industry, the big industries, they will be little hesitant in taking the students from IIMs. Honestly, number
Mm.
one, the compensation, and number two, their attitude. Number three, their longevity. It has been seen in the last couple of years. The industry or the companies that take a person from IIMs, they hardly stay for between 8 to 12 months, 14 months. That's the normal cap. So that company won't be able to sustain this. Any single recruitment process is quite costly and time consuming. So that way, what I would say that industry-ready candidate should, by and large, should be the particular one who would be molding himself or herself uh, from the day one he or she joins the MBA program. See, he must think,
Right.
he must uh, he must nurture which area he should get in. One should get in the MBA program. He should set his targets basically. Which specialization area he should get in. For example, I'm telling in a large institute, I've encountered I had a major problem. Uh, uh, the guy is good, not bad, but he was absolutely stammering problem. The challenge was his specialization was in marketing. Now you tell me, a person who has a huge problem in the speech or communication, how one can sustain the marketing. So that's a
Mhm.
major challenge. So that way one should be very specific. I'm talking
Right.
about the student, that which
Mhm.
specialization he or she should be opt for, which industry should be getting in. Not that at the
Right.
you see, I've seen during my experience a guy who has done engineering. He has got the summer project in a private insurance, and now when recruitment comes, he is interested for a marketing. Now, you
Okay.
tell me his background and how one. There should be a storyline, good storyline,
Right.
to where the recruiter would be getting interested. Now, you see, in these three with three heterogeneous background, how one can withstand the interview, or because he won't be able to market himself, which area he would
Right.
like to get. So that way,
Mhm.
one has to be very specific, which area to go, which industry should get in, and if say one is interested in getting into finance, or even in finance in the banking, so he should now start spending time to develop his knowledge base, like what is happening in the industry, in the finance market, in the banking industry. Now is a huge challenge in the banking industry. Every day there is a new laws are coming, new things are coming. One should be updated on that. Even the persons,
Right.
what is the Reserve Bank doing? What are the other commercial banks are doing? He should develop this his own acumen to get this knowledge. Again, the incumbent should not or cannot leave everything to the institute. So, institute, since I have come here with a fees, so institute should give me. No, it is absolutely not possible. Institute can guide them, only show the light of the road. But otherwise, every nuances the individual has to pick up for his own sustenance. So, and that way, constant update oneself, get into the deeper knowledge, must be an
Right.
all-rounder in that particular domain. If it's in banking or even in the this,
Right.
say marketing, that's the, and must not. Again, I reiterate, must not depend on the institute for spoon feeding.
Right. Great. So thank you so much for the the detailed explanation regarding that. These are common questions that MBA students are having. So thank you so much for the explanation. So my last question to you would be that it would be great if you can just explain briefly that what would be the career prospect an MBA student may have with good knowledge in this HR compliance and the labor laws.
You see, HR in a broader term, HR's basic brick is the IR. Unless the individual knows IR, he or she can never be a HR person. Absolutely. And again, to get into the IR area, one should again obviously should know the details of various acts, like this IDS and various compliances, which is a primary. I have an experience of one student. Uh, Initially, the offer was from Tata's, so nobody was interested to get into the factory
Right.
position. One girl came up with, "Sir, I am interested." When they came to the campus interview was going on, so he said, "Sir, I am interested." And no, not a single person was interested, both whether it's a male or female. So the girl took it up, and Tata selected them, took them to this Gujarat area and various locations. Now she is the very senior position in one of the other group in Calcutta. Here she has come back to Calcutta. So that way, one has to burn, to make dirty his hand, what we call it. The HR person or the IR person must dirty his hand. And for that, obviously, all these things are very essential.
Right.
Various acts, and especially again, there's a lot of changes are coming up. A lot of so compliances are again little slow now, but again, everything will be coming up once the government sets in their place. So that way,
Right.
again, if one is interested to get into HR, I would look as I would look at it. The compliance on IR should be the uh, basic tools
Right.
in the stepping the HR domain.
Mhm. Right. Fine. So you were saying that there is a good amount of scope or the opportunities available for the MBA graduates with good knowledge in compliance and the labor laws
Yes,
uh,
yes.
in the industry, specifically the manufacturing industry and the service sector as well. Fine, fine.
Anywhere, whether it is
So
an
thank you so
IT or
much, Mr. Right. I mean, in the service sector, IT, ITS, everything,
anywhere,
everywhere. Yeah. Right.
because the
So,
whole job the system will change.
mhm,
As
right.
I told you, the system will change. The requirement would be
Uh,
different. The company might be needing 2 days a week,
right.
right? Company
Mhm,
might be requiring say only in the night shift. So that
right.
HR has to face the brunt of it. So they need to know all these nuances.
True. Fine. Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Majumdar, for coming to our show.
Pleasure.
That is the Fireside Chat show of the MBA department of Swami Vivekananda Group of Institutes. So it was privileged.
Pleasure.
It is our privilege to have you in our show. So we hope definitely when the after the lockdown, when the our institute will open, we would love to invite you at our campus to interact directly
Yes,
with the
yes.
students. So
Anytime.
that will be a great help for the students. So again, thank you from the Swami Vivekananda Group of Institutes MBA department and the HR Sampark family for
Thank
coming
you.
to our
Thank you
show.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. All the best. God bless.